Yeah.
Yeah. Believe, fellows.
Charge.
Me watch it. And it's an honor for me to have you finally to almost discussing about our past, about the whole, any about that system. But I'm saying to me start BBR without reciting the almighty hall anthem.
Oh.
I'll crave your indulgence for us to probably hold our balls and recite the whole anthem. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Katanga is our name. The Hall of Real Intellectuals. The University.
Hall,
A united family of brothers. We rest not. Oh, hail Katangis, we are the great fellows. Katanga, Katanga, the hall of gentlemen. Oh, hail Katangis, we are the great fellows.
Welcome fellows to Katanga Fellowwood official YouTube channel. Today we are most grateful to have in person and for this interview Almighty Unbelief. We'll be taking Unbelief through its days in Katanga, where he is now, and is he having some kind of bondage and still does he show some affiliations to the hall in so many ways. So welcome to the channel Katanga Fellowwood. My name is Jeffrey Saki, as normally people know me to be called KJ and all that. It is a great honor, I believe, personally, to finally have the chance to discuss about Katanga, especially at 16, the euphoria, what the guys are expecting and all that. And I'm grateful and so much grateful, say, when I called upon you for this great opportunity, what me my opportunity now, we to me materialistic. Into quickly, you go on with the purpose of this interview. Now, you make sure say you whet the appetite of all fellows across the world. We want to say, fellows, they will be so much excited to have Unbelief on board. So quickly, I would have to ask you some few questions and also make this meeting one to watch out for. And majority of Katanga is omunim say your friend Unbelief. Udia nim El Katanga memekai those days 2013 coming down. Unbelief. Udia said then what is your actual name? And then what is your actual name? Yes, Unbelief, what we know, but Udia Kasapa then.
Oh, I mean, like in our Ghanaian schooling system, I mean, you go to school and then people don't want to refer to you by your given name or your the name that you actually have. I mean, when you go to SS or for the Escobar, whatsoever, Nelly, Tupac, and so much, things like that. But yeah, my actual name is Dorothy Andy Adinote. I mean, when I say my name, people tend to not believe it because I was Kumasi bred and grown, and even the way I speak to people think but me papa you have Gadang, me have Asante, so yeah, Dorothy Andy Adinote, that's my full name. Unbelief. I mean, when people call me that, they don't know why I'm called that, but the thing is, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, yeah. When I was a kid, Crow from Ashtown. That's where I grew up. And then they'll be calling unbelievable head like that. So yeah, that's where it came from. And then as time went on, people are dynamic. They will definitely want to change how something sounds and then how it means. So it became unbelief at Crow from, and then that's how I got that name. People kept calling me that. I mean, I've had a lot of names growing up, but yeah, that one kept going on, and then me back at it followed through to Cat to people were calling me that, and then yeah, I can't do much about it. I can't change it. So yeah, you just have to accept it and keep going.
That's good.
And that is exactly what happened. Yeah.
That's good. It's in which year were you admitted to KNUST and to Katanga, to be precise? Which year?
Oh, I would say in 2011. Yeah, I got to CAT. I think September. Is it September, August 2011? I applied a month before, and then yeah, I got admitted. Initially, I wanted to do computer science. I didn't get a spot. So they gave me a list of courses that were available. I glanced through it, and then I chose the one that aligns with what I wanted to do. And yeah, I got admitted in 2011. I think I matriculated the same year. So yeah, 2011.
Yeah. So which program did you read in KNUST in 2011 when you were admitted?
Yeah. If you know me, like personally, like growing up here, I'm very sports oriented. Yeah, I grew up in Crofrom, and Crofrom is like the hub of soccer. We have Anoche Stars, Cosmos. Like, I used to follow those teams to play this around. We played Georg, Connors Babies, Kalum Stars, Anoche Stars, then them, like, we were just moving around like that. So I had interest in soccer and then sports in general. I was coaching and training kids way back. So when I didn't get that course that I chose in KNUST, and they offered me a list of courses which I could choose, I chose sports and exercise science because I felt that was like geared towards where my passion and everything was. So yeah, I studied sports and exercise science while I was in KNUST for 4 years, and I've never regretted. I loved it, and today I get like a good, I would say, I think it has helped me a lot in so many ways, tremendous ways. Yeah.
Exactly. So, how did you receive the news of being a chosen one, like we normally say, when you were able to, get onto the internet and choose your hall of affiliation and finally getting into the hall? Your time, how was it like? Katanga was not in the list, or it was there, and you had to choose. And how did it go about?
Let me give you a backstory about this whole thing. Growing up in Kumasi, right? The big schools, CAS, High School, Osei-Tutu. Yeah. So growing up as a boy in Kumasi, going through, I went to school at West Coast Demonstration JSS, so I'm roundabout.
Sure.
And then, when you are completing Crofro boy, you want the big boy school to go. So I wanted to go to Kumasi High School or Osei-Tutu, one of those two. I never got it. I had at this other college, because of some reasons, which I don't want to talk about here. But I couldn't go there. We had that euphoria where everybody knows what Katanga is. Into OSS now, you know what Katanga is. I know what Katanga is even before I got there. So when I completed high school, I went to training college. So I went to training college for 3 years before I came to KNUST. So when I was coming to KNUST, there was no intention of like living in the school. I wanted to do my work, and then operate from outside, and then be like going to lectures to like finish the course. The only reason why I decided to come to sleep at KNUST was because I got to University Hall. And you know what happened? When I was applying, I specifically asked somebody there that, how do I know, like, how do I choose CAT? And they were like, no, you can't choose CAT, right? Because it's not part of the list. I was like, oh, okay. Means me to choose CAT. So how do I do it? So I saw a man who was, I think, a past student. He was at Quinty, and I was working with him. And he told me that when you are applying for the schools and you are being asked to choose a hall of residence, choose Unity Hall, and that's how they will give you a card. I was like, I didn't even know what Unity Hall was in the first place. I was like, okay, so I chose Unity Hall out of that. And he told me to use, what's the name? Use a pastor, like have a pastor sign my application form as a reference or something. Yeah. And to be honest, that's what I did, because I wanted to be in CAT, right?
Sure.
And then lo and behold, so as soon as I got my admission letter, I saw University Hall. And I called somebody from in the hall, and I on campus, I'm like, what's university? I was University Katanga, and I'm saying, Katanga, your ways is in your yeah, and I said, all right. Yeah. So yeah, initially I didn't have plans sleeping there, but me say many cards, it developed some kind of passion which was already there. So I decided to sleep on the school campus, and then be in CAT and have that feeling. Because whenever the boys go out, and then when I saw what they were doing, it really like caught my attention and interest and everything. So yeah, I followed through, and then I think when I got there late. Yeah.
So yeah, that's so interesting, because the perception out there when me myself, I had the same experience. I didn't even choose any hall at all because I think I had a problem with I don't know, during my time there was kind of a little problem with the internet and all that. So I really had a problem with choosing my hall of affiliation. But I was so happy when everything was said and done, and I was given a Katanga. I heard the name of Katanga really from afar because I was in Accra, and getting to Kat, I was really happy because of what I heard about them and all that. So I understand the feeling. But going forward, Katanga, when you are admitted, the first day of entering into Katanga itself, there is this, a whole bunch of continuous students back then in the hall. Your first day in Katanga, there's this euphoria, there's this fear, there is this morale, music, loud morale song going. When you entered Katanga for the first time, probably with your parent or with your uncle or your auntie, your friend, when you entered into the hall, what was the feeling like?
All right, so I remember that day vividly well. It's it's one of those memories. It never goes away, right?
Yeah.
Because of how it is. Yeah. So it was somewhere in September. I don't remember the actual day, but I was trying to get a room in the hall. I remember I got there late, so the hall was like almost full. They had spaces only at their necks, right? So I was kind of like, in our system, how you have to like push and then look for protocol and then people to like influence decisions to get you in. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I had money. I was working at that time. Because I told you, I was working as a teacher, so I had money. So I was trying to I didn't know anybody. So I was trying to force my way in. I didn't have anybody to call. But luckily, when I got there, I saw this guy who was just walking around. He has so much presence, and he looked like he has a lot of authority.
Yeah.
And somebody told me he's the vice president. So I approached him and said, Charlie, I want to sleep in this hall. Yeah. I want to see. He started asking me questions. Who are you? I said, oh, blah, 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 blah. I went to this, that. Yeah. So I want to sleep in the hall. But I had his phone. Can you help me get a room? He didn't ask me for anything, surprisingly. Yeah. So he spoke with me. And then he realized that what I was saying had sense in it. And
which person was that again? The name again.
I will tell you. Tell you as we go on.
Like how anxious.
Yeah. So I spoke to them and they're like, oh, I can help you. I don't know why he helped me to date.
Good.
The date. I don't know why he helped me. It's Derek Demon.
Okay, Demon.
Yeah.
Demon.
Yeah. For some reason, which I never understood to date, he kind of was willing to let me live in the hall. So it was me and one other guy. He took me upstairs. I think that time there was this doctor. He was the hall tutor. There was this doctor at Confanochi. He was the hall tutor back then. I even saw him 3 months ago in Chicago. I forgot his name, or a light-skinned bisa.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. He even rose to become the hall master back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we went to him because the hall master was I think that time was Dr. Fialo. He wasn't there. So we went to him and we talked to him and it's like, oh, Demon was like, these two guys need accommodation, last minute. So funny enough, we were able to get accommodation. We got we were on the 8th floor. I think it was 88. Yes, 88 and next. That's where we were.
Wow.
I remember it was me, myself. There was this guy called Max Wilson, some Presec boy or Dadia. And then there was this guy from Senegal. Yes, he had half Senegal, half Ghanaian. So
yeah, that's kind
of. He didn't say, yeah, he was a foreigner. He was in our room, and then there was another guy who was from Volta region. I forgot his name because he had an injury. He on a compound tibial fracture. The very first semester I found. Yeah. So it was the four of us, me, the Senegalese guy, and then Max Watson from Presec, and there was this guy. I know called Bishop Herman in Volta, the guy, the Ewe guy. Yeah. So it was four of us in there, and then I was very excited. I was so excited to get car. I started walking around, looking at the place, and it was like there was this energy. I don't know. It just was just gushing through my veins. Yeah. I could feel when when you like something and then it interacts with your soul,
Sure. There's this
you feel
inner
it, right?
vibration and
Yes,
that
vibration,
appreciation.
and then inner how do you call it, clash and then merge of energies. So yeah, I felt that instantly, and then I was like, yes, this is where I want to be. And naturally, I've liked working in. I'm not a chauvinist, but I've liked working in boys.
Good.
Even when I was in school, I wanted to go to a boys' school, boys. I never had that opportunity because I went to TIMAS, simply mixed Islamic school. But Korean mass, I like the presence of boys, because I worked well in that setting previously, and then I felt like if CAT is a single sex hall,
sure,
yes, then it will work well with me. So yeah, I loved it from day one. Yeah, so thanks to Demon, I got there, and then yeah.
Okay, so you are assigned to room 88.
Annex, yeah.
8th floor, annex. That was the first room that you slept in Katanga. Or did you make new friends on your first day in the hall? Did you make new friends?
Actually, my first day, I didn't meet a lot of guys for my first day.
Yeah,
I remember there was a bunch of guys.
Yeah, aside your roommate, the Senegalese.
Yes. Yeah. I met this guy, Princeau. Princeau is current NDC something. Yeah, light skin or yellow fair.
Yeah.
So we've been friends till date. Or your NDC BB, I don't know right now. And he was a very, and then there was this guy too. He was from the north. Oh, very big muscular guy, TJ.
Okay.
Tijani. Yes, Tijani. So I saw Tijani the same day. Yeah, some few other guys, and then definitely I met a guy from my course mate too. One of them, Kwame. I don't know where he is now, but yeah, there was some few cool guys I met on the first day. That was the first day. But with time, I got to know so many people, and then live the happy Katanga life.
Wow. Your first day in Katanga is almost top notch. You get to have a lot of experience on the first day, because here lies the case. Everybody is running into the fold. Everybody is speaking to you. Everybody is asking you questions. Everybody is asking how are you feeling. You are seeing a lot of people, weird people. It is a new environment, and during that moment, your mind begins to crash. You start to think, what? Which are these people? People are. So I understand it is a whole lot of experience out there. But going forward now, the big question I would want you to tell the huge followers of Katanga, fellows outside who are watching us. We are going into the bigger question. We know you to be unbelief. A lot of us know who you are. A lot of us know the aura that you carry around. A lot of you know the impact that you made in your days in Katanga and even beyond. Kane West, everybody felt your impact. I would want you to tell us, and especially the young ones who have heard about you that they've not even seen you before. They've heard your name as at now, as we talk 2023, your name still echo in the walls of Katanga. Tell us, who is Unbelief? What did you actually do to get you to this level? What actually did you do during the days that made your name so impactful, that made your name hit down from the root of Katanga into the roof? The moment people enter the hall, they can't get out of the hall without something being told about Unbelief. So tell us who Unbelief is, what Unbelief did, the roles that Unbelief played in the University Hall Katanga and beyond, the role Unbelief play in bringing about student mobilization, making sure student rights are not curtailed, making sure that students had their voice, making sure that the LSAC was placed on a strong platform. The impact, the major impact. Tell us about Unbelief.
Okay, so like I said, I got to the hall. I mean, the first day, I got my room. I wouldn't come the same day. I will come days after because as I told you, I was working. So I went back, organized some few things because, like I said, I was working and I had a rented room outside I was living in. I don't have to live there necessarily, but yeah, I got things together and then moved in. And I started vibing so well with the hall as time went on. Yeah. So I mean, people, if you have my name, you will know that when you're living in Kumasi and you have a name like that, people wouldn't want to say it.
Sure.
So always people wanted, I mean, a common, simple name. If you don't find that common name that everybody can say, they'll give you a name.
Yeah,
Then
they'll give you a name, it's true, especially cats.
Yeah, like, what are you called? Yeah, especially cats.
Yeah.
As more be cats or no, ube dream over 40 years. So I was like, all right, let me just use this name from previously. UNBELIEF. So I mean, they started calling me that, and then yeah, I started doing things. You know, I was in the hall. I vibe with it. I went the whole hall. The place I loved the most was the TV room, cause it was like you go there and then you hear so many things. Fine, Menchia was there. Menchia was there every day. You go to people speak at Menchia. But when I'm sports oriented, so whenever I go to the TV room to watch soccer matches, you meet
and your team.
Diverse...
You were a Madrid fan.
Yeah.
Madrid fan. Yeah.
Yeah. You go there and then there's...
Yeah, you never missed the Madrid matches.
Many, yeah. There's so many diverse group of people from all over the country and even from afar, you know.
Yeah.
Giving their input, saying this, so many things. I mean, you learn so many behaviors, human attitude, you know.
Yeah.
It was a good feeling for me. So I started vibing in the hall. I could go to the TV room, speak, you know. And then yeah, I just kept going on from there. I became so attached to what the hall does and so much inclined to what the hall does. I started reading about the hall and everything, getting to know people in the hall. I mean, you know, I'll go to the gym, see Mojo, I will see people around. So what actually triggered me the most, triggered my passion for everything that I do in the hall. We went on a procession. Our first procession, what was it about? We were doing a cleanup. I don't remember what we called it, but there was a cleanup. It was a cleanup exercise. And then I remember that day, it was a Saturday morning. We didn't have an idea what was going on, what was actually going to happen. I mean, coming from outside the world into Katanga, when you hear cleanup, you know, we have bags, we are going to walk around and be picking dirt and trash like that. But I got there, and then the cleanup, I saw a procession of people coming from which part of the hall was it? Yeah, I saw a procession of people coming in, and then it was like very organized, traditional kind of like entourage with a palanquin and then a coffin. I'm like, what is going on? You know? So all the boys had gathered at Menchia, ready to get out. And I was like, yeah, this is dope. And when I was washing, I stopped washing, put everything in the bucket. I went and placed it in my room. I don't even know what I was wearing. I just find something for myself because I saw people walking around half naked, which wasn't a problem to me. I don't care. Yeah. So I just find a pants and then join the queue. You know, it was a long. We were moving in groups, so we just went out, started our procession. We went. We marched through in front of Cat all the way down to the what's the name, Independence Hall. We made a right. And then people were like debating, no, don't go right, don't go left, go straight. They were like, no, we're going right. And then we went forward, and then stuff happened, you know. And personally, when I love something, or when I'm like attached to something, and then some group, or if I believe in a cause and somebody is against that cause and due to that gets violent, it triggers my soul. Yes, it kind of like...
Yeah,
yes.
That's kind of feeling.
I'm like, I'm in CAT, we were going, and then we have a legitimate right to use every route that we want because we have freedom of movement. It's enshrined in the Constitution. Exactly. So we got there, and then there was these people, and I'm like, who are these people, and why do they want to stop us? But I didn't even know the history, but I was interested in getting involved in whatever was going on because I was in CAT, right? So I was like, who are these people? Why are they trying to stop us? So there were some exchanges that went on, yeah. But that day, it kind of like awakened so many things in me, and then I was ever committed to do everything CAT, you know. I was ever committed to do everything CAT. It's, you know, yeah. I started to like get more involved, push myself into things, and then be at places that I'm supposed to be at the right time, you know. And yeah. pretty much it. But yeah, people will be calling me that because I will unbelief because I will go to the TV room. I'll be engaging in sports arguments, football arguments. You know, there are a lot of people there. Style Gucci, Hunter, Andy Moore. There were so many guys there. There's so many guys. I can't even remember some of the names, but we'll be engaging in like stuff like that. And it was a very like lovely and then brotherly atmosphere. So it made me fall in love with everything. And then I always make sure I put myself out there to like help assist in everything that the all does. Yeah. Naturally, I wouldn't say I was born a leader. I don't know. I can't tell who I am. People say what I do. But if I believe in a cause and I have principles and I have belief systems that I am inclined to, I follow it throughout and I let it dictate what I do. So whatever I do is a product of what I believe and causes that I stand for.
Exactly.
I think that's what people saw. I don't know. Yeah, because growing up, my dad will let me read this book, Makers of Civilization. You read. I was reading about Cyrus, Hannibal, Hammurabi, Odysseus, Homer's Iliad, any Odyssey, reading poems like that, Julius Caesar and stuff like that. So I kind of like had that.
I understand because basically, I think from your background and what you were reading, I remember very well that during your time, you brought this kind of new vibe with regards to making sure that in as much as there is control in Katanga, because Katanga is a place that there's the seniority thing, because you wouldn't come to Katanga and you be like everybody's equal. No, nobody's equal in Katanga because there are elders and elders always lead and elders are followers and what have you. And that is a very, organized community. So Katanga was a very really organized community during your time. And you made sure that you extended this community outside the walls of Katanga. So I could remember that during your days in Katanga, you made things very possible to make sure that Katanga was always in the field of student leadership, just by making sure that even in the course of the SRC, we had Katangese being president, and you wanted it to be something that is very consistent. So maybe 2016 Katangi, 2017 Katangi, so you brought that euphoria back to make Katangese know that if we are able to maintain and have an organized community in Katanga, why not making Kenwesi an organized community? And the only person who can do it is we Katangese, because we have been there before. We are practicing that. So it is very easier for us to, put it out there. So you make sure that there is this getting into the SRC, making sure that fellows are in there more. And the most paramount of it all was making sure that students' rights were very, very high upheld. And then I think you did really well with that. And a bunch of fellows also followed in that suit, and you had very, very good support. You had very good people that you did all those things with. And Katanga was so powerful in your days. Katanga was really, 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 really powerful. And some of us, we would sit here and always, show appreciation, because some of us really enjoyed the kind of, vibe that was in Katanga and Kenwesi, to be precise. And for the fact that Katanga was in control of every aspect of student leadership, and even to even the school administration, because wherever you go, Katangese speak, and you know that these guys are around and we have to do things right. And we are really grateful for that. Yeah. So aside your roommates and some few friends that you've mentioned, can you tell us the 2, 3, 4 people that you were so much close with and you are still in conversations with them, just for them to feel better? Unbelief is talking. Okay, Unbelief has mentioned my name. He still has me. Because to be honest with you, Katangese hold you in high regard, like so precious, like a precious metal, So
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm telling you the facts. So even giving a shout out here on this platform is a huge something to them. And I would want you to use the opportunity to mention some few names that you actually, remember, and they were so good to you. You were so good with them, and they made your life very, very memorable in your days in Katanga.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I didn't know about all this.
It is
when I went. Yeah. When I got out of school, and then I moved right when I completed school. to the US. So yeah, most of these things like I said, I have ears, but I don't hear everything. I don't hear people talk about me or say things about me. But yeah, I mean, whatever legacy you leave is what people are going to talk about. So maybe I did something that they were liking.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well, definitely.
that I would understand to that effect. Yeah, I have a lot of people that today I still talk to, you know. Yeah, Mark two, no, meaning in Sanchez, but some few guys from our generation. Yeah, I still talk to Acoustic and the Costello is in Ohio, and then Neza, Africa, Bonnie. I've not talked to Bonnie in a while, but yeah, senior Bonnie was a cool dude too. Yeah. Costello, Anta, and yeah, those year groups before us, and then people in our year group, and even below you, like your year group. Yeah, there are still guys that I talk to. I don't get on social media a lot because I'm not a social media person.
Sure, exactly.
But yeah, there are a lot of guys.
That's good.
Well, a lot of them. If I see I'm mentioning, I'm gonna keep going and going.
That's good.
Paloma, I talked to him recently. Africa. Alafis.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys.
Alafis, Edem.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah, Bruce. I don't know where he is, but I've not heard from him in a while. Definitely, Bruce. I think he was from your year group. Alan K definitely is my brother.
And Bruce is my junior.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys. Those twins, Atta.
Yeah. Atake. Yeah.
Those two. There were some good guys, Tiwa and all those people. They got out initially. And then there's this guy, Baba Musa. I spoke with him.
Yeah, that guy.
Baba Musa, I think
Musa left to the States earlier. He didn't even complete tech.
Yeah, the last time this guy called me, he called me as soon as I finished talking to him. My iPhone, it froze and then there's straight blank. I don't know.
Oh,
you should voodoo video. Right after that, I never heard from him. Baba Musa, he's in Massachusetts.
Nice.
Yeah, he's working. He went to school there.
Nice.
I don't know what he did, but he got out. He's working like
beautiful
time over there.
Beautiful.
Boys. There's a lot of boys.
A whole lot of them. Yeah, I know.
I know. For some reason I left Malaysia, but there's a whole lot of guys back in our generation, that I still talk to.
Wow. It's really good. It's really, refreshing to have this kind of names coming out because it's been some years that some of us had the opportunity to even see them or even hear from them or kind of a thing. But you and I know that in 2018, the unfortunate happened. We woke up one day and we heard the news that Almighty Katanga has been changed to a mixed hall. And for some of us, I was just, I think, getting out of my national service back then. I was in Kumasi, so I had the opportunity to rush back to the hall and see what was going on. It was really an unfortunate incident. This new VC, I don't even have to sit here and mention his name. He decided to make Katanga a mixed hall. Wherever you were in 2018, when you were hit by this news, how did you take it?
All right. I would like to speak extensively on this. I remember I was in Texas, San Antonio, back then, around 2017, 2018, yeah. And that wasn't even the day they came out with that wasn't the thing that hit me the most. I saw things like crumble, like even before that. And let me tell you, that whole mixed whole thing, they had that template. Should I even say template? They had that plan there already.
Yeah.
Right? The school administration and people. So it wasn't just that man. He implemented it. Yes, it was there that they wanted to do. But we were a very vibrant force and very resistant against it. And that's why they couldn't, because we always had a plan before them. right?
Good.
In life,
Good.
when you are doing something and you don't plan, you've already planned to fail.
Exactly.
If you don't plan, you've already planned to fail.
Exactly.
So we always had a plan. Like if we realize these people are gearing towards like trying to bring something, we see it before they see it.
Exactly.
And that's what people don't understand.
That was
don't
your
do
skill.
things just like that.
Exactly.
You know, look at this country that we live in.